Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin in the news. We're broadcasting live from TVT studios here in Ilumi. Here are the headlines. Big reforms are underway here in Togo. On February 2, 2026, the Council of Ministers, in its most recent meeting, presided over by the President of the Council for Sengwe, approved new financial regulations, boosted decentralization, and made key strategic appointments. We'll bring you all the details shortly. Excellence took center stage in Lome over the weekend as the Sarakawa Hotel hosted the Togo Top Impact Gala, honoring outstanding men and women whose leadership and commitment are driving national development. Stay with us, we'll bring you all the details shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. Major economic and administrative reforms were unveiled on February 2, 2026 as the Council of Ministers, presided over by the President of the Council for Sengwe, approved new financial regulations, decentralization support measures, and strategic administrative appointments. The decisions are expected to strengthen public governance, boost local development, and improve the efficiency of government action. Our Chugan has the details.
Réunis en Conseil des ministres ce lundi.
During the Council of Ministers meeting held on Monday, February 2nd, 2026, the government set the legal interest rate applicable for the 2026 fiscal year. The rate has been established at 5.36% in accordance with the community standards of the West African Economic and Monetary Union, based on data from the Central Bank of West African States. This rate applies in cases of delayed debt payments when no interest rate has been agreed between the parties. Its purpose is to ensure fairness in financial transactions. The Council also approved the criteria of allocating funds from the Local Authorities Support Fund for the 2026 fiscal year. These resources are intended for municipalities and regions to support local development, reduce regional disparities, and improve living conditions for citizens. This fund strengthens the decentralization process and reflects the government's commitment to enhancing the financial capacity of local authorities. Another key decision was the adoption of a decree establishing the legal framework governing public accountants. The measure reinforces their personal and financial accountability, promotes transparency, discipline, and reliability in public financial management. Finally, the Council officially recognized 15 traditional canton chiefs appointed in accordance with customary rules and legal consultation procedures. Regarding appointments, 2 prefects were named at the Ministry of Territorial Administration. Commander Viagbo Mensan Kafui, appointed Prefect of Asoli, and Mr. Kumanyanu Amavi, appointed Prefect of Dani.
Nouveau préfet de Dany.
From prayer vigils to traditional dances, Togo will once again unite in remembrance as the country marks the 28th anniversary of the passing of General Nyasingbe Eyadema, former president and founder of the nation. Authorities have unveiled the official program for the 28th anniversary remembrance of the father of the nation, and Kwesi Glay presents us with the details.
The 28th anniversary of the passing of the father of the nation, President General Nyasingbe Eyadema, will be commemorated in 2026 as follows. Koza Prefecture, Wednesday, February the 4th, 2026, Pia, 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. A book signing ceremony will be held in the Grand Hall for In the Shadow of the Baobab, authored by former Minister and Senator Henri Kudjolu Dogo. 7 p.m. prayer vigil and hymn session at the residence of the Father of the Nation. Sitting arrangements must be completed by 6:30 p.m. Thursday, February the 5th, 2026, Kara, 10 a.m. multi-denominational prayers at the Kara Congress Palace for the repose of the soul of the Father of the Nation in presence of the President of the Council, His Excellency Mr. For Esosmania Singbe. The ceremony will be attended by high-ranking officials, including the President of the National Assembly, the President of the Senate, heads of state institutions, government members, members of the parliaments and senators, senior military officials and security forces, members of the diplomatic corps and international institutions accredited to Togo, governors, regional council presidents, prefects, mayors, and other local authorities, traditional leaders and religious organization representatives. Participants must be seated by 9:30 a.m. 2:30 p.m. Kamu dance performances on the esplanade of the Kara Congress Palace and across regional and local administrative centers. Additionally, on Wednesday, February the 4th, 2026, traditional prayers will be held nationwide for the repose of his soul. Signed by Hodabalo Awate, Minister of Territorial Administration, Local Governance and Customary Affairs.
And through words, memories, and personal experiences, Senator Henry Kujolu Dogo revisits the life and leadership of General Nyasingbe Eyadema in his tribute book set for a public dedication ceremony. Titled In the Shadow of the Baobab, the book is a testimony dedicated to the legacy of General Nyasingbe Eyadema. Kwesi Glay presents us with the press release on the book dedication.
As part of the commemorations marking the 20th anniversary of the passing of General Nyasingbe Eyadema, father of the Togolese nation, and under the high patronage of His Excellency Mr. Forest Nyasingbe, President of the Council, Honorable Senator and former Minister Henry Kujolu Dogo will organize a second book dedication ceremony on Wednesday, February the 4th, 2026, at the residence of the Father of the Nation in Pia. Published by Grain de Pensée, the book, first launched on the 18th of October 2025 at Hôtel de Février in Lomé, represents the author's tributes and the Togolese people's homage to the Father of the Nation. The work serves as a personal testimony accounting the author's experiences, observations, and knowledge of the charismatic leader he served for over 13 years. Residents of Koza and neighboring prefectures are warmly invited to attend this ceremony, which celebrates collective national memory and the Senator's reflection on General Nyasingbe Eyadema, done in Lomé, February the 1st, 2026, and signed by Hodabalo Awate, Minister of Territorial Administration, Local Governance and Customary Affairs, National Chairman of the Tribute Organizing Committee.
February 2, 1974 to February 2, 2026 marks exactly 52 years since the late President of the Republic, General Nyasingbe Eyadema, made his triumphant return to Lomé by road following the plane crash in Sarakawa on January 24, 1974. More than 5 decades later, this historic event remains etched in the nation's memory. What key lessons can be drawn from his return, and what economic impact did it have on Togo? Kwesi Glay tells us.
This historic moment dates back to February the 2nd, 1974, 8 days after the Sarakawa plane crash. Then President General Nyasingbe Eyadema, who survived the accident unharmed, chose to return to Lomé by road, traveling on foot for part of the journey. This triumphant return was celebrated by enthusiastic crowds. Before thousands of Togolese citizens gathered at Independence Square, the president announced the nationalization of phosphates, one of the country's most strategic mineral resources. The nationalization of the Togolese company of Benin Mines, CTMB, marked the beginning of what was then known as the Major Development Projects Policy. This strategy led to the construction of vital infrastructure, including roads, schools, and hotels throughout the country, contributing significantly to national development. One of the most symbolic achievements resulting from this policy remains the Hôtel de Février in Lomé. A symbol of modernity and economic sovereignty, the hotel has hosted major international summits and continues to position Togo as a key reference in the sub-region. Beyond its prestige, its name remains deeply connected to the memory of the Sarakawa tragedy, a significant event in national history. The nationalization of phosphates enabled Togo to strengthen its economic independence in 1974. More than 50 years later, the country's current leadership continues to build upon this legacy to position Togo as a regional model.
Moving on to other stories, Lomé hosted this February 2, 2026, a regional training workshop on scientific climate information aimed at strengthening nationally determined contributions. 7 French-speaking countries, including Togo, Rwanda, Cameroon, Guinea, Comoros, Madagascar, and Burkina Faso, are taking part in the program. The initiative seeks to strengthen the capacities of national meteorological and hydrological services. Awefanu Chugam reports.
Experts in hydrology, climatology, and meteorology from 7 African countries are participating in a 5-day regional training session. The objective is to improve understanding of climate scientific data and, more importantly, learn how to transform this information into concrete actions within nationally determined contributions, an initiative supported by the World Meteorological Organization.
Le Togo a fait des efforts.
Togo has made remarkable progress in strengthening the capacity of its staff, which is crucial for mobilizing climate finance. This training has also allowed Francophone countries to share experiences and collaborate to improve the development of climate products integrated into national planning. Participants will focus on climate data management, index calculations, analysis of past and future climate trends, and the study of extreme weather events.
Chaque pays est appelé à réduire d'une manière drastique et
Each country is expected to significantly reduce emissions and achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. The World Meteorological Organization aims to strengthen technical capacities to support the development of national climate plans and nationally determined contributions.
l'élaboration de ces PANA et de ces CDF.
By the end of the training, participants will acquire tools and methodological methods that will help policymakers rely on reliable climate data to design public policies and adaptation strategies.
The delegation from the United States Congress on its mission here in Lomé on Thursday, January 30, 2026, visited the one-stop center in Ajidogome, which provides support to victims of gender-based violence, as well as the Advanced Health Strategy post in Ankuvi. The visit aimed to gain first-hand insight into the realities on the ground here in Togo and assess the impact of the United Nations program while strengthening cooperation between its partners. Awefanu Chugan has more.
A delegation from the United States Congress visited the one-stop center dedicated to supporting victims of gender-based violence. The visit aimed to better understand the center's operational systems, facilities, and support mechanisms in place in Togo. The visit began with a presentation of the symbolic artwork displayed at the entrance, followed by a tour of the Green Hotline Core Management Center. The delegation also visited the psychological, legal, and medical support units, as well as the child-friendly care space.
I have been incredibly impressed by what we have seen at the center that deals with gender-based violence. Deeply appreciative of the UN Population Fund, UNFPA, and its partnership with the government of Togo in order to make sure that victims of gender-based violence get the counseling and medical care they need to ensure that they can have justice and that they can heal and move on with their lives. So it's very important that UNFPA continues to get the support of the United States, the global community, in order to ensure that it can achieve its important work related to gender-based violence.
It's clear that the Togolese people care a lot about health and well-being, that, in partnership with the local government, they recognize that healthcare is a human right and they want to make sure that people get the care that they need.
The Advanced Health Strategy Unit in Ankovier was also visited. This immersion allowed service managers to present their missions and highlight Togo's efforts in fighting gender-based violence and strengthening vaccination programs. The One-Stop Center continues to serve as a key national mechanism for prevention and response to gender-based violence.
Excellence was in the spotlight over the weekend in Lome, where the Sarakawa Hotel hosted the gala dinner of the 8th edition of Togo Top Impact, a ceremony dedicated to recognizing individuals whose actions actively contribute to the country's development. Honorees from various sectors were celebrated across 15 different categories for their commitment, leadership, and positive impact on national progress. Our financial reports.
In an elegant and welcoming atmosphere, the 8th edition of the Togo Top Impact Award successfully fulfilled its mission of celebrating individuals whose initiatives positively transform the daily lives of citizens. Awards were presented across several categories, including Personality of the Year, Best Rural Young Entrepreneur, and Best Business Leader. In total, 15 laureates were honored, reflecting the diversity of key sectors contributing to national development. Through this initiative, organizers aim to promote excellence, highlight inspiring success stories, and encourage new ambitions, particularly among young people. During the ceremony, a fundraising initiative was also conducted to support a psychiatric care center. This gesture of solidarity seeks to raise public awareness about mental health challenges.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates. Have a wonderful evening. Until next time, goodbye.